case study number 7, Jesse Bjorngeld, Lee Morrell, and Amy Vine.
In this study, we begin by learning about Anderson, a rural community in South Carolina with a population including a significant number of lower income and Hispanic people. In Anderson, Hillendale Textiles employs a great many of the adults in the community. Its CEO, Bradley Cook, has been known to invest greatly in the community. Mr. Cook has decided that he would like to provide the community with a one-to-one laptop program in the schools by working with his main computer supplier, TOW Incorporated. He determined that he would pilot test the program in the 5th grade, a decision he made without consulting the school district. When the pilot test was complete, he would then make the decision on whether or not to continue funding the program based upon the results of the pilot. Tina Sears, the district technology director, was tasked with evaluating the program. She also developed program goals and a professional development plan to support the teachers during the year. The program goals were: 1. Equip each 5th grade classroom with high-performance laptop computers. 2. Ensure students and teachers are computer literate. 3. Increase student achievement through the use of laptop computers. The goals for the teachers were: 1. Create lesson plans that engage students in effective use of laptop computers as a tool to improve achievement on the district's standardized assessments. 2. Integrate effective student use of laptop computers into everyday teaching and learning. 3. Manage classrooms that have students using laptop computers. In terms of evaluation, Tina decided on a few items to use in her evaluation: surveys, videos, and standardized test scores. Despite her efforts, Tina's evaluation has fallen flat with Mr. Cook. Now a program evaluation team has been tasked with evaluating the approach that Tina Sears took in performing her evaluation of the program and suggesting improvements to the process.
There are several key stakeholders in this program. The first major stakeholder is Hillendale Textiles, specifically the CEO, Bradley Cook. Mr. Cook is interested in the success of the laptop program for a variety of reasons. One reason is that Hillendale Textiles employs many of the parents of the students in the school system. By providing real improvement for the schools, Hillendale Textiles can increase employee loyalty. Additionally, funding the laptop program will lead to a hefty tax break for the company. However, regardless of the possible benefits to the company, the laptop program is an expensive undertaking and is not worthwhile to the company if it does not have a true impact on student learning. Another stakeholder in the situation is TOW Incorporated, the company which Mr. Cook is working with to provide the laptops. They stand to gain a lot of money if this program goes well, and Mr. Cook decides to purchase additional computers and other technology resources from the company. In order to ensure the success of the pilot program, they sent Mark Waters, a teacher trainer, to help the professional development. Some other stakeholders in this situation are the employees of the school district, teachers, administrators, and the school board. This group is invested in the laptop program because they believe it has the capacity to increase student learning and because they generally feel the technology is important in developing a cutting-edge school system. Within this group is Tina Sears. Tina feels a deep connection with the program, not only as the district technology coordinator, but as someone who piloted the use of technology in her own classroom. She is very invested in the success of this project. Another important factor to consider with this group is that teacher evaluations have been modified as a result of implementing this program, in spite of the fact that the teachers had no say in their participation in piloting this program. They likely feel like their jobs are under great scrutiny. They are likely to be interested in many factors concerning this program, especially the impact on student engagement and how implementing this technology into their lessons will impact their workload. The last set of stakeholders are those in the community who are served by the school district: the students, parents, PTA, and other community members. This group has consistently stated that student learning is their highest priority. The community members are likely to see the largest net benefit if the implementation of this program is successful.
Performance issues. There are many performance issues with the implementation of the laptop program and its subsequent evaluation. One of these issues is that no one over the course of creating the laptop program spent time researching best practices for its implementation. Instead, all best practice information came from an expert who was hired by TOE Inc. This is a conflict of interest. Additionally, though a committee of stakeholders came up with some loose student goals for the laptop program, these goals were never analyzed and turned into objectives. This lack of objectives means that TINA does not have defined areas to measure, much less specific tools to measure them with. Going hand in hand with this lack of student objectives is a lack of measurable teacher objectives. Though there was some attempt to write objectives for the teachers, statements that began with "the teacher will be able to," these statements were still fuzzy with no measurable outcomes. The statements said things like, "Engage students in effective use of laptop computers," but they never explained what effective use of laptop computers would look like. Another concern is that the teachers were not assessed on their knowledge of how to implement technology into the classroom, either prior to being given instruction or after receiving instruction, so we don't know where they started or what they've learned. As far as the evaluation, Tina selected 3 tools that she would use to measure the program's success, with little regard as to how extraneous variables were going to affect these measures. She chose surveys, video observations, and standardized test scores. Let's talk about the surveys first. Surveys could accurately measure Kirkpatrick's Level 1 analysis, which tells us how students, teachers, or parents actually felt about the laptop program. This is important information, but it doesn't in any way indicate student performance, at least academically. Second were the videos. The videos were not reviewed objectively. Though the student performance videos that Tina worked on might have been useful, she never developed an objective way to review what she had captured. She also edited down the videos to create uplifting pieces as opposed to publishing them as they were for review in an untouched form, making this a strictly affective measure, not a performance measure. And finally, though the district attempted to use and review standardized test scores from year to year, they never defined any success criteria, and they also did not have any way to account for other extraneous variables that can affect student test scores. Overall, Tina is lacking in any real way to measure academic performance that may be a result from the laptop program.
Solution. Our approach to addressing the performance problems listed previously is multifold, with our main consideration being that we provide the school district with an evaluation of the program that is based upon objectives and measurable criteria. First, we would begin by doing research into the best practices and expected outcomes associated with implementing a one-to-one laptop program. This research would be used to focus professional development, inform objectives, and help determine additional evaluation strategies. From there, we would take the committee of stakeholders through the process of goal analysis, resulting in the creating of SMART objectives for both students and teachers. These objectives will determine what we will be measuring as far as student performance and in evaluating teacher performance as well. Within the objective writing process, the committee will work with the performance analysis team to determine the success criteria for those objectives. Surveys may become a part of the evaluation package. but they will not be the deciding factor in whether or not the program is deemed an academic success. Videotaping can be a part of the evaluation package, so long as review criteria are established first, meaning that there are specific behaviors that are being observed and measured in relation to student and teacher performance.
Ideally, and we realize that this may not be possible within the constraints of the situation, but ideally, efforts should be made to establish a control group of students and teachers who will cover the same academic content without technology resources. In this situation, the teachers from both the technology group and the control group will collaborate on the content of the lessons to be taught and author assessments together. Planning together will allow for consistency between the groups. Students will receive identical pre- and post tests on the specified content. In this way, we will be able to see the differences between the two very similar groups, eliminating extraneous factors and allowing us to measure the difference in learning, which can most likely be attributed to the use of technology. These groups will also be compared when looking at the Iowa Basic Skills Test at the end of the year. Additionally, regarding the Iowa Basic Skills Test, test scores should not only be examined on the appearance of growth between one group of 5th graders and the next, but also on individual student growth in the content areas year over year, specifically comparing students who participated in the technology pilot to those who did not.
As discussed before, our task in this situation is not to ensure the success of the laptop pilot program, but to provide the program with an evaluation, which is based upon measurable objectives and outcomes. We would consider the solution set to be successful if it resulted in a comprehensive evaluation of both student and teacher performance based upon the success criteria defined by the committee. Specifically, if in the end it is possible to make assertions based upon the data as to the success of the laptop pilot program.